All right, guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Time to jump into most disliked units. Now, I thought, oh, this is gonna be easy peasy. It actually wasn't. This was kind of tough. It shows how good this year has been. That I actually struggled a little bit. You guys are probably gonna be shocked. I think by some of the first characters on this list. But it was a little tough. I think that this year just overall has been so good. By the way, I do have another double on here in the Ginyu Force. Well, I mean, they're on this list, so it makes sense that they're on here twice. But, yeah, let's just jump in. Again, I mean, we can get going. For starters, we have Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. Now, here's the thing with this character, right? One thing you need to keep in mind is they are a standby character. Standby characters, domain characters, and there was another type of character that I put in that damn, it just slipped my brain. But these characters have like kind of a quick shelf life where they're like at their very, very best. This is a charging standby, and already there's a better charging standby in the family Kamehameha, right? Which takes their place. So it's this mode is really what helps this character be so good. Because this Goku is really able to tank pretty much anything, which is, guess what? The most important thing. They're good. This is a very good character, but they die a lot. It's just that simple. This character can get walloped. I think their typing plays a factor in that. There's a lot of nasty STR bosses, but I mean, this character could just get smashed. The other thing too is the Goku and Frieza fight, the hardest fight in the game. Which was the main fight when this character came out. This character barely even touches that boss. It barely even touches him. Like this character kind of like sucks for Goku and Frieza if you really think about it, because like this doesn't really do very much against Goku and Frieza. A lot of characters that could tank, like the big super attack by Goku and Frieza, characters can either tank it or they can't, right? Like you have to have a very specific unit that this is even going to really help a character sit there, right? So that doesn't even really do that much. They can't really do damage to Goku and Frieza. It's very easy for them to get sliced up if you're not going into their standby. But obviously, they are a ridiculously broken unit at the same time. So that's why I kind of have them at 10. They do die a lot. This ability is very, very good, but I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with this. Their 12-key super attack is so bad. I rage so much because there's just these 30 additional friends on the friends list, and it's like, their 12-key fucking sucks. It does nothing. This is a waste of an attack. It does nothing. The only time you get any value whatsoever at all from this is if you could attack debuff an enemy. This is a worthless attack for this character. It makes no sense. But I don't really hate him that much. Same thing with this next guy. This guy is just more so here just because I think he's got one of the worst design kits we've ever seen from a major character. I've called him the worst designed best character ever. Like, you could argue this guy up to, like, top 5, top 4, something like, I'm sure, like, he's got a nice toolkit. I think he's got maybe the best revive in the game, or at least in conversation for it. He can heal, he can tank, he has major support, right? Like, you could bait out that revive quickly, and then all of a sudden he gets pretty nasty. When this guy has this stuff up, this is the big thing. When he's got these two abilities up, it's a whole different ball game with this guy. He becomes a garbage truck. The bosses just cannot really touch him if he's got this up, and then he's given this monster support. But so often, you're not even seeing those. This is just more so about how bad, like, his design is. And here, there should be, if there's a Goku family, all allies for uncontrollable power, or like 6 turn from the start of turn. There should be like 3 separate candidates. This is a Dokkan Fest LR. This is a Dokkan Fest LR. This is a Dokkan Fest LR. I can't stand this shit. No, this. I can't stand this on like a character like this. I hate it. I hate it. Like, what is the point of him even leading 3 leader skills? It's worthless. All that matters is this. It's a major problem with AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It's a major problem with First Form Frieza. These Dokkan Fest leader characters, and Rose as well. These Dokkan Fest leader characters should not have restrictions like that. It just kills the value of them being, having the best leader skills. It's worthless. His kit, he's very good. I just hate the design of his kit. These two are kind of like, I mean, we'll talk about characters who aren't on the list later. Next is Physical Rose. Physical Rose, this guy is just mostly a victim. I mean, his design, what they want you to do with this guy, that shit just does not work in the environment they gave us. Even against Supreme Magnificent Battle Beast, this guy would do 0 a lot. What was Beast's threshold? It was 3 million or something like that. I think it's 3 million for the Supreme Magnificent Battle Beast Gohan. 3 million to do damage to him, and he had his lock. Very annoying. But then, Goku and Frieza drops, you have to do 10 million. This guy, he's worthless against, the hardest fight in the game. Turn 1, I think he's pretty good. You get your damage reduction, you got your guard. After that, I mean, he just, can do a lot of attacks, which can be fun. But is he really that good? No. Unfortunately, the answer is no. They did this guy no favors. This kit, it's criminal that they released this guy with this kit in this calendar year. With all these STR bosses, with these damage threshold bosses existing, I'm just not really a fan of what they did with this guy. No way. No way. And they didn't do right by super bosses either. If we just pull up super bosses, it just flat out is not good enough. It's just not good enough. This is not good enough, right? You have no character here who's top 3 or something like that. None of these characters. Maybe someone would really like AGL Jiren, I guess. But it's a mess. The first 6 months was nonstop super bosses, and they failed very badly. Very, very badly. Next is this guy. Again, I think that these 4 right here is me kind of reaching a little bit. I think it more speaks to how good 2024 Dokkan has been. I don't truly really hate these guys. I hate this guy's design. I hate that this character dies a lot, but they're still very good, right? But it's not the biggest deal. This guy, same thing. His design just sucks cock. These 2 abilities need to be completely changed. This guy, he is unique in that we don't really see this where a character will orb change and it directly hurts the team. One of the strongest options you can run on this guy's team from Inhuman Deeds is this guy, right? This guy with rainbow orbs, he creates rainbow orbs. By the way, Vegeta creates rainbow orbs. They're both creating rainbow orbs. Vegeta gets his rainbow orbs, this guy gets rainbow orbs, and it's a very potent 1-2 combo. Until this guy just changes the whole field of orbit into AGL, and then Broly's cocked. And it's so stupid. I don't know. I really hate these. I think that this guy is probably, in terms of, how effective he is in a fight, he probably is a tad underrated even. I bet you, I think he's probably a little bit better than people give him credit for. But that doesn't change the fact that his design is just bad. And, I mean, if you compare him to a lot of the characters who came out right around him, like Slug, Buhan, where's Buhan right here? It's tough to the New Year's characters typically are a step up. I don't a step up a level above in power. I don't really want to compare Vegeta to Gloria. I saw a lot of people doing that on Twitter. Oh my god, here, let me grab Vegeta by the way. How is it that Vegeta was only a couple of months away from them, but the New Year's characters are always crazy, man. We've had Gogeta and Broly were New Year's, Rose and Vegito Blue were New Year's, right? New Year's is always super crazy. But yeah, there's that. Okay, now this is where the real list starts. I have 6 legitimate hates on here. 6. First is this. This is the worst character of the year. In terms of, character strength, this is bottom of the barrel. They are the worst. It was fun and cute for... I mean, I guess we had about 2.5 months where Special Pose was legitimate. It could struggle in Cell Max, but, I mean, I caught a lot of W's with the special pose team. It's not like I wasn't able to get W's with that team, but it became a real problem once the Tanabata fights actually became a thing, because this is a character so heavily restricted. I don't think the super heavy restrictions is really that big of a deal on a yellow coin LR. There is a difference, by the way, between restrictions on an easy A character, restrictions on a yellow coin LR, restrictions on like a Dokkan Fest character. I don't really mind it so much on what this character is, but they restricted them to a category that essentially didn't exist. Once the Tanabata fights dropped, at little rinky-dink special pose was not really going toe-to-toe too easily with some of those big fights. The team is quite a mess, and a lot of it doesn't really synergize that well. They also designed this character. I don't know what they were thinking with the stacking nonsense. Where is it? What are we looking for? This right here. Like trying to get that stack is just, it's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare right here. The 15 key super. It's just, I hate it. I could not even begin to describe how much I hate this, man. It's just, they want you to get 15 key, but like if you are linking up at all, like some of these links, where is it? Signature post gives 3 key. Like you can't even get it. It's horrible design. They're linked, like they're stuck on a team that is not a team. It's just a very frustrating character. Again, this is the worst summonable character of the year. Easy A's and stuff like that, I could really kind of like overlook. But like a summonable LR, like they're bad. Like, you know, you're bad. All right, the next one is maybe, I do hate this character. Maybe it's a little unfair to even include super easy A's, but this guy just fucking sucks. He's just trash. This guy is terrible. 2 seconds after he came out, Tanabata fights dropped, right? Like, I think he was a week earlier on JP, so it would have been like you know, June 13th, 14th, 15th, something like that. So when he came out on JP. The Tanabata fights dropped like June 30th or something like that. And this guy was, I mean, he is a fish. He is a fish. He is a fish. It is so hard to deal with this guy because he has one of the worst possible mechanics you can have. I don't know what they were thinking. Needing to get hit to get defense. If they wanted to do something like that, he should have something like 90% damage reduction, and then he loses like 15% damage reduction with each hit, like stacked on top of this. Like, this is fine, but let him start with like 90% damage reduction or something like that. He becomes unrunnable, and he's so important as a Rainbow Orb changer for Rose Goku Black, for Broly-chan Limo, and it's just, it's so easy for the bosses to just kill his ass. It's so easy for him. This is probably the most fragile character. Like, of everything we have here, he's got to be the most fragile. Maybe Bardock. Bardock would be worse, and that's about it. Yeah. It's stunning to me how horrible this guy... Like, you can't even run him. It sucks. It sucks. Next is Frieza. Frieza's probably the worst Dokkan Fest of the year. They dropped Frieza back in March, and his team is a disaster. It was a disaster. It was pray. Pray. Just pray. Right? You need to rely on Harudagarn, who true dodge or die. It was just a nightmare. Drop it, like a Dokkan Fest leader. The other thing about it, just being like this really static slot 2 type character, which Rose, I guess this guy, like a couple of these units can fall into. Their teams are often just significantly worse. Frieza, AGL Vegeta, Roshi, Rose, their teams are significantly worse than like leader characters who could at least have some semblance of a function in slot 1. And Frieza's also got this. AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku is not off the hook. He counts. Into Broly, this Frieza, Rose. These leaders having this shit, man, is trash. I don't know. They really hated Frieza because it's like he has space traveling warriors right there. We have terrifying Conqueror right there. Then we have enemy restrictions right here. What the fuck were they thinking? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? He's a little bit better now, and that like you know you could run him as like the 6th unit on a team on like Lord Slug's team or something like that. But like this guy was designed for like pre Tanabata fights. And, I mean, he just never had a good road. They did this guy so dirty, man, this Frieza. The good news, though, if you are a Frieza fan, he has some of the best animations of this year, right? They're up there. So, I mean, if he gets a dominant EZA, well, hey, at least he's still going to look very pretty with those animations, right? Next character, we're barely going to spend any time talking about this unit. They just suck, period. They're just ass. Ass character. Great revive. But the revive does not function as a team protector. This guy, his revive is a true team protection ability, right? This guy can really, insurmountable odds, and he's wrapping a big hug around the team. We're not dying on my watch. He can do that. This bullshit right here, they die. They suck. Again, units who have no ability to tank whatsoever are just worthless losers. And that's what this Vegeta is. My name is I can't do shit. He sucks. He gets demolished through like this little bit of damage reduction. He's ass. You go through the struggle of reviving with him, doing all this, and then this guy is basically just base LR Jiren. Who base LR Jiren's not that good. They hated that Namek Saga celebration, man. All those characters have significant issues all year with Namek Saga stuff. That's why, like, I'm sorry, some of y'all are screaming at the top of mountaintops, Namek anniversary. You out of your fucking minds? They just did 10 months of Namek, sprinkled all over the place. You think we want that bullshit anniversary? Fuck no, man. Hell no. Bro, like, come and do it right or don't do it all. I don't know. These units, these Namek units, and this character, they're not on the list. They could have been. I mean, if I really wanted to, I mean, we could have slid them on, but they're just a nothing character. Like, some of these characters are just nothing. Like, Super Vegeta, no one copes for him. No one talks about him. He's just mid, and that's it. Like, hard to be it's difficult to be most disliked if, like, no one talks about you, too. All right, next. Oh, man. Again, we have a theme going on. These are fish characters. Where's Tech Jiren? All these characters at the top right here are just fish, except for Frieza. Maybe I should swap. Yeah. Yeah. The top 4 is reserved for the fucking fish. That's what the top 4 is. This guy, you're a fish. I don't even... Bro. Start coping for this guy in the comments, and you're getting blocked. That's it. No more. I'm joking. I am joking about that. You can defend Jiren. You won't be blocked. But I will laugh if I read that shit. I will, I'll reply with the cat laughing emoji. I will literally be cat laughing right here. Yeah, Jiren. Okay, kid. He's just awful. He can't tank. Dude, you have one turn. You better have golden cream pie luck for him to get hit a bunch of times right there, and for him to get this up right here, right? Because when you get to, like, Goku and Frieza, you're going to need this up. You're going to need these extra stats. They just designed this guy in such a way that he sucks. And let's not forget, this is one of the worst lines in a passive this year. If HP is 80% or less at the start of the turn, aka you do not have control of that, and it's from the 5th turn, from character's entry turn, aka his 3rd fucking rotation. His 3rd rotation. His 3rd rotation is what 5th turn from character's entry turn is. His 3rd rotation. And then, or if HP is 40% or less at the start of the turn. Without this, he's just an idiot. He's a clown. I hate this character. I hate him. And by the way, that freaking Goku and Frieza fight, they dropped a Universe 11 mission, and most of these characters suck ass in the fight, right? Dispo sucks. Obviously, SCR Jones last year, but he sucks. This guy sucks. I mean, Topo could be used. This character kind of sucks. Like, it's like most of the Universe 11 roster just sucks in the fight. It's so comical. And the number one most hated character of the year. Can you guys guess who it is? Damn, I know some of y'all can guess this, man. Don't cheat. Do y'all know who this is going to be? They should have been better. It's STR Vegito. It's STR Vegito. Listen, the day that this character first came out, they were definitely really good, right? Like, they were definitely very effective. But at the end of the day, when you have a character who is an HP conditional transformation, it is not consistent. It is not consistent to do this whatsoever without playing like an idiot, intentionally taking damage, and then just praying for good luck so you don't get smoked in trying to get the revive out, right? The other thing, too, is besides their transformation condition, I don't know what they were thinking with this, because this is obviously not a slot 1 character. This character can get killed. If you take any kind of damage before they start attacking, you're just cooked. You're cooked. This character dies so much and so often. And then, as if that's not all enough, you go, oh, but, there's that golden honey pot at the end of the rainbow, Super Vegito. He does so much damage. We love damage. The Dokkan community, oh my god, we see damage. Hallelujah, it's so good. Except he can't fucking hurt the hardest boss in the game. So he sucks. Okay? What good is all your damage if all your damage is actually 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0? They are power creeping counter characters with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's it. So, it's like, this character comes out, like, Cellmax was the one fight where, like, it's difficult to even run that character in Cellmax. Cellmax just body him. Boom. Bodied. You're bodied. You're bodied. You're bodied. You're bodied. Okay, we are able to kind of, like, hide him. Now we could fuse. Now Vegito's good. Like, when Vegito comes out, like, he is definitely very effective. But then, like, the Goku and Frieza fight came out, and it's like, he can't even do damage. Can't run him against Gogeta, can't run him against Janemba. Like, what, are you going to run him against Bulma? Sure, I guess. I mean, Bulma's just going to cock back and kill him if you don't debuff her towards the end. I don't know. Vegito, it's just, yeah. And especially when you look at what Tech Gogeta became, where he's a #1 overall unit in the game contender. And the reason is because their base form is actually rather tanky. They have that huge damage reduction at all times, basically. The only time they don't have it is when you confuse, right? So, I don't know. It's a mess. They're a mess. Now, I'm sure there's probably some characters that people would either be surprised or would ask about. We could quickly go over some of these. AGL Ultimate Gohan, I mean, I think I would be more inclined to get him on here if he was, like, actively talked about and overrated. Like, remember, I did a video where people were talking about overrated characters, and this guy was just the image used, but, like, this AJ Ultimate Gohan is not overrated. Never was, never will be. He's not overrated at all. No way. Gohan and Piccolo, I mean, Gohan is a little mid. Maybe they could have an argument to be, like, 10 over Goku, Gohan, and Trunks or something like that, but Piccolo is very explosive. I thought in Fat Boo, I was considering him for 10 just because he's violently overrated, but I decided not to because he also is, guess what, just very good. It makes sense why people love to talk about him, love to talk about his abilities all the time, because he's very good, right? Like, so, I don't know. Like, I'd much rather would have gotten this character on there than Fat Boo, I decided. Krillin and Gohan we could have had on there, but again, they're kind of just like a very middling, just like dodge or die character, whatever. The rest of this, I mean, maybe some of these characters are just like dodge or die. People will pretend like Kefla's not really dodge or die like the Gotenks is, but she is. This guy I actually considered. There was a point in time where this guy actually got a little overrated, but I saw that went away. There's Super Vegeta and AGL Bardock. This guy no one cares about. Here's the thing about AGL Bardock. Like the first day, it's like, yeah, like I think he's pretty good. But then you go through the events and you see, oh, no, fuck this. Like, you have to hide him so much to transform. And even, back in March before like Tanabata fight, stuff like that, he was very mediocre or even still bad in Super Saiyan. Wasn't that crazy. So it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. He sucks. Abandon that. And no one copes for him. Right? Like, you're not scrolling Twitter, you're not looking through YouTube and you see people go, you know what character is actually really good? Is AGL Bardock. Nobody says that. No one cares. Right? You want to know who I could get on here again? AGL Vegito Blue could be number 1 on this list. Right? Yeah, he's from last year. Who cares? Still the most hated unit because guess what? Because he sucks. It's terrible. And people pretend like he's good. Right? The rest of these characters, I mean, people will say like, oh, Kid Buu is so great, but like he just dies nonstop. But like I love support characters that can handle business. In Broly, yeah, he's bad, but it's like he was bad, but like all the other Brolys were good. Like I kind of thought of him like he got sacrificed to make like Easy Attack Broly very fun, to make this guy good. So it's like, yeah, whatever. Broly, Chan, Lemo certainly could be on here because people are always talking about, oh yeah, Broly, Chan, Lemo, but like you just don't get the 7 orbs and they're terrible. But I don't know. I mean, they can at least be very effective. Yeah, I didn't put them on here. They could have been. They probably could have been in discussion for 10. And then the rest of this, no, nothing really. Yeah, that's it. So there we go, kids. This is it. The top of this list. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the hated units. 5, 6, 7, 8 are kind of like summonable units with like some significant flaws. And then like 9 and 10 is just more so maybe like minor gripes I have with the characters. But it's the top 4. They're like, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser. They are losers. The rest of it, whatever. All in all, this was a really good year for Dokkan. I feel like 2023, we could have done a 30 unit. I must have did one of these videos last year, right? We probably could have done a 30 unit list or something, man. Like so many of those characters, just nightmares. This year, not really so much. A lot of characters, just nice, strong characters, right? Pretty much any single character could be killed, right? You could farm up a screenshot of any character dying, right? But like, for the most part, a lot of the units this year, I think, have been very good. So 2024, a very good year for Dokkan for sure.